Chapter 40, Honeysuckle Gem Hunt. Everyone split into pairs and lined up at the entrance of the honeysuckle maze. Waj and Sean stood in front of the teams, with Steven's team at the end of them all. Alright everyone, let's explain the rules of the honeysuckle maze. Waj smiled. Rule number 1, stay in the maze at all times. Rule number 2, don't steal candy from the other team. Whichever team has what candy is rightfully theirs, Sean added while placing the candy in the honeysuckle basket, showing the teams where they can put the candy in their own honeysuckle baskets. And the final rule, once the second to last team ends the maze, we blow the whistle to the final team to get out right away. Waj then walked by the entrance. The surprises inside the maze will have 8 jumbo-sized eggs filled with candy instead of just 1 candy. Sean then stands next to Waj, but we modified the maze to make them difficult to get. Trust me, as much we love to do this, challenges are often unavoidable. Steven and his group would think otherwise, but with Jessica on their team, she'll keep it fair and square. With all that being said, Waj opened the entrance by pulling the rope. Have fun hunting for sweets, Waj and Sean both called, allowing the teams to enter inside the maze. Momentarily, all the teams split up through multiple pathways, with Craig and Steven's teams separated upon taking opposite pathways. Jessica has the honor to hold the honeysuckle basket, while Steven, Connie, and Kenneth's head height is almost above the hedge height, but not enough for their eye height to be above the hedges. I gotta say, Kenneth, this maze looks really cool for kids to actually be part of, Steven smiled. Granted, there's no flowers in the hedges, but in the creek, this wasn't meant to be a garden. I actually expected flowers when I witnessed this for the first time, Kenneth responded. But the kids here would have a nightmare to clean up everything in the maze after planting them. You think kids would do that instead of gardening people? No, not really. I do have a friend who does gardening in Beach City though, but she doesn't do mazes like this one, Connie filled in. It would take a really long time anyway. I bet $50 anyone wouldn't make it as many blocks like the road. A little exaggerated, but I would bet on that too, Steven laughed. Jessica's in front of the team, managing to search for the candy. After her team took a left of the maze, she witnessed a Laffy Taffy displayed on the hedge. I found one, she smiled as she rushed to the sweet, picking it up as she placed it inside the basket. Great eyes, Jessica, Connie called. It won't be easy for the jumbo eggs though, Kenneth added. Easy on the eyes, but hard to get. I'll do what I can to get at least one of them on my own, Jessica responded. And I'll still share 1/4 with you 3. We're not greedy for sweets, but we would take at least one from the egg. Works for me, Steven said. And me, Connie added. Those eggs are probably towards the other side of this maze. Maybe there's one in the middle of the maze. She then took a look at the map. I'll try to keep us properly navigated. Meanwhile, on Craig's team, Alma picked up a stick of mint gum and put it in the honeysuckle basket Craig's holding. You really look like you're advertising a honeysuckle commercial, Alma commented. Without the outfit we used to wear, Bryson responded. More like a glasses commercial. Or mostly a contact lens commercial, minus the shades and with real blindness being the problem, Craig responded. At least I'm getting a break from the many voices. I can't believe it's taken longer to go away, rather than just a few minutes. I'm starting to believe the dreams I've been having are really extending its length. I might have these throughout the whole day. I don't believe that, Bryson turned to his cousin. Granted, I was surprised when it happened earlier, but I doubt it'll take all day. I'll go insane if it actually took a week. Craig liked his cousin's way of lighting up the mood, but for how long the night was during his slumber, his time in the dream could be the actual time he has right now. I'm really starting to believe Steven's dreams gave me his dreams, but not the same dreams he had when he was 14. Have you told him what dreams he had when he got older? No. I got to say, Craig, Alma walked back to put another sweet in the basket. This is the reason why I want to hang out with you again, to see what Steven's powers did to you. As they continued walking into the maze, they turned to the left. My Green Poncho days are over after being free from guarding the overpass, but it didn't stop me from seeing something new in the creek. Xavier is still around, yeah, but we wouldn't be here. In comparison to any activity, I feel like anything could be better than this, but I'm not gonna lie, if you were with my friends yesterday, you wouldn't believe what happened between me and Steven. You fused, Alma turned around, into Strike Williverse. Okay, I actually hoped it at least happens before I head home, Bryson commented. That must have looked insane, cuz make sure Kenneth doesn't see that. Was it easy for you to fuse with Steven? Alma asked. With the pink eyes, yes, but it's mainly Garnet in my first dream who gave me the future vision, Craig answered. It's just I don't know when the next time will be. Alma and Bryson want to be surprised upon seeing the reveal of Strike Williverse. They're aware of the odds, but if it does happen today, it'll make their day, no matter if it didn't include any powers. Expect the unexpected, Bryson said. Always expect the unexpected. The team took a right in the maze as Alma and Bryson walked past a piece of candy that was attached to the outside corner of the hedge. Craig took notice upon turning, but he stopped before grabbing it. He couldn't believe it at first, but once he lifted his honeysuckle glasses up, he saw an orange gem and not pink in his vision. Upon touching it, it wasn't the small orange wrapper in the real world. He's actually feeling the gem himself. He slowly dropped his basket, feeling the gem with his other hand. I'm feeling it. I'm actually feeling it. When he looked inside the basket, 2 colored gems were inside. How did I not notice this earlier? Upon putting the sweet in the basket, he catched up to his team. I really need to touch more gems. Meanwhile, Steven picked up a small chocolate wrapper while placing it in the basket. It was hiding in the hedge. He smiled. Really clever, Waj and Sean. I'm sure there'll have been some we've missed back there, Kenneth replied. No big deal, Jessica said. We've gotten like 6 candies so far. Seems we took the path with more sweets, Connie added, but I'm surprised we haven't met the other teams yet. You understand what makes this maze crazily massive? Kenneth recalled. When Jessica took another turn in the maze, she witnessed a kid who appeared from halfway down to the left. We're meeting one right now. When Steven, Connie, and Kenneth saw the kid appearing, he couldn't look away from his basket with the candy he and his team partner had been collecting. I saw him act that way before we got in, Steven said as he and his team walked up to him. Hello? He waved, only for the kid to react in an instant. My candy, he reacted, causing Steven to flinch. Whoa, don't worry. I won't steal your basket. That kid could be addicted to candy, Connie commented. I knew there would be one kid who'll eat all of this candy once he's done in the maze, Kenneth added. I'm sure he's gonna share some with his partner. Then his partner appeared from the left after finding a piece of candy. We've missed one, Bobby. Thank you, Roger. Bobby cheered as Roger put the candy in the basket. With the presence of Roger in front of Steven, he felt like stone upon witnessing him, along with his girlfriend. Connie hid behind Steven. Maybe sharing wouldn't be the best idea. I'm lucky I always brush my teeth during childhood, Kenneth commented. Oh my gosh, Roger took notice of Steven's presence. Steven Universe, you're actually here in the maze. Yeah, awesome. Steven awkwardly smiled. How does he know your name? Kenneth turned to him. Oh, it's because the kids told me he faced a flying gem with ice water powers. I wish I seen it myself. Steven closed his eyes, scared that Kenneth heard him. But then Kenneth looked up at the sky. Candy's really messing up his brain. Steven then opened his eyes with his stress levels gone. But what about sorry I asked? I won't even ask how he spied on you. Steven and Connie felt relieved from his random confession. But it is true, Roger said. No offense, Roger, but you've been eating too much candy to where it's not just rotting your teeth. A little cold, Bobby defended his partner. He only wanted to be here to be part of this maze. I'm keeping all the candy to myself. Enough to keep for your massive hidden stash, Steven replied. At least it'll save Roger's teeth. Kind of, Connie added. Still cold, Bobby reacted again. Thanks for defending me, Roger tugged Bobby. It's enough to help me find more candy for you. After ending the hug, Bobby and Roger continued their candy hunt while leaving Steven's team. How about we go to a different path rather than the path they're taking? Jessica asked. I'm just reconsidering the amount of candy I have to eat later. Let's take a left, Kenneth requested. I bet there will be a jumbo egg in there. As Jessica and Kenneth headed down the path, Steven and Connie looked at each other. I would understand Bobby's way of life in the creek, but Roger... Connie stopped herself, looking at the ground. Craig must have gotten used to him. Somehow, Steven said. I don't believe that. I gotta tell him before coming to that conclusion. Steven and Connie followed Kenneth and Jessica to continue their path in the maze. Back at Craig's team, Craig looked in every direction after picking out 5 more candies in his way. Upon looking at the candy slightly covered in dirt on the ground, he picked it up and wiped the dirt off of it, revealing a green gem in his pink vision. He kept his honeysuckle glasses on his head just to see the gem crystal clear. When Alma and Bryson walked up next to him, they felt uncomfortable even after Craig confessed. Craig, Alma spoke. You can put it in the basket now. Oh, sorry, Craig tossed it in the basket. 'Cause as awesome as it is, you're seeing gems instead of candy. That doesn't mean you should stare at them, Bryson said. It just feels like I'm playing a virtual reality game where I have to pick up stones. And these gems look really good. Craig looked into the basket with the gems shining in his pink vision. Don't you think it's getting too much into your head? Yeah, like even if I owned a virtual reality gaming system, I wouldn't be this invested, Alma commented while he walked up to Craig. I'm relieved you're having a good time, but this is just Easter-style hunting, not gem hunting. Craig knew that once his eyes turned back to normal, he wouldn't see the gems in his vision, but it made him feel more adventurous if he was ever on the journeys Steven has been on. I still want to make the best out of it. This is pretty much the only time I'm ever gonna go through a maze while I'm actually searching for gems and saving them. Yeah, except we don't see them. We can join in on this pink imagination, Bryson said. It's not like it couldn't get any more exciting for him. The team continued going multiple directions in the maze while finding candy along the way. Craig's eyes were like X-ray vision, searching for the candy in hidden spots to where it was getting harder to find. Whenever Craig and his team came across the other teams, Craig put his honeysuckle glasses on while making sure they don't feel suspicious on his cheating. But then again, the rules never included X-rays, no matter what type it is. For the next 5 minutes, the basket was getting close to halfway up, but the moment Craig made another turn, there was an open space in the maze. As he walked up to it, Omar and Bryson followed him. "Wait for us, cuz," Bryson called. "I think we're gonna find our first jumbo egg," Omar added. When Craig entered the open space to witness the egg itself, he stood in place with his jaw hung open. It wasn't a big gem in his vision. It was a blue diamond, similar to the one on Blue Diamond's chest, as it glows out the pinkness around it. When Bryson and Omar entered the open area, they were amazed to witness the blue jumbo egg in the center of the area. "That's definitely gonna have the best chocolate candies inside," Omar smiled. "Possibly a king size if it can fit in there," Bryson commented. Craig slowly walked up to the egg. With the diamond closer in his view, his eyes turned blue thanks to the reflection. As he dropped his basket again, he lifted both of his hands up, preparing to grab the blue diamond while a team appeared from the other pathway. "Stop!" Craig immediately put his glasses back on as he turned his attention. As Bobby and Roger appeared out of the pathway, "That blue jumbo egg is ours." "Oh boy," Omar took notice while also witnessing the item Roger's holding. "That kid is out for jumbo sweets," Bryson commented. "Craig, step away from the blue egg and we'll go easy on you," Bobby pointed. "Bobby, let's not get candy crazy here. This is just a game for fun." Craig slightly looked at the blue jumbo egg. "This isn't an Easter hunt that happens once a year." "It kind of is," Omar replied. "You think you're confident you found a blue egg? We found a yellow jumbo egg before the other team did." Roger lifted the egg up as in Craig's vision, he witnessed the yellow diamond, just like the one attached to Yellow Diamond. "Oh my stars," Craig reacted. "Oh no," Bobby protects the yellow egg. "You're not taking this from us. This egg's just as valuable as us," Roger added. "We may not get all the eggs in the maze, but I'm not missing the next one." Too late, Bryson rushed up to the blue egg and took it. "Let's use them." "Oh no you don't." Omar took Craig's arm as they headed into a different pathway. Bobby and Omar caught up to them, despite breaking one of the rules. Craig couldn't look away from the yellow diamond to where he's having the same thoughts as Bobby. Even with the blue egg in his team's possession, he may want to see more jumbo eggs in diamond forms. "I want more diamonds!" "Craig!" Omar turned back only for Craig to not turn to him. He then noticed him getting pink sparks out of him, as if the more eggs he sees, something might happen. "We have to double time, maybe triple. We better be far away from Steven's team." Steven's team managed to get the basket halfway far as Connie caught on where they're at. "Seems like we're getting close to the end," she spoke. "There should be one jumbo egg," Jessica said. "I'm sure we'll find one towards the end. I'll figure it'll be worth it no matter what the challenge is." Jessica took 2 more turns while attempting to find a jumbo egg. "Slow down, Jessica," Steven called. When Jessica took 1 more turn, she witnessed the red jumbo egg hanging above from the ground. "I found it," she called with her team catched up from behind. Jackpot, Kenneth smiled. As long as Jessica's the one getting it, we didn't cheat whatsoever. Yeah, you're right, Steven responded. Are you sure you can handle this? I'll do what I can. Jessica gave small uncle to Connie while turning to the wet egg, with confidence in her eyes. I'm gonna do the impossible. Just when she went towards it, Bryson, Alma, and Craig went past her from the pathway connected to this. Craig? Jessica leaned back. Steven and the others took notice as Bobby and Roger also ran past. Get back here, Bobby screamed. Craig? Steven walked up to Jessica to witness Craig from the upper pathway. Craig? Connie spoke. We're being hunted, Bryson responded. Yeah, I knew the kids would fight over the jumbo eggs, Kenneth commented. When Craig ran down another pathway, Steven and Connie noticed the sparkles coming out of Craig, even in a split second. Kenneth, Steven turned around. Can you keep an eye on Jessica? We're gonna help Craig. Is this about his eye problem? Yes. Go ahead, just make sure nothing bad happens. Kenneth took a deep breath while still keeping his open mind in all of this. But we will talk more about this later in Craig's part of it, right? Right. Here's the map. Connie handed Kenneth the map. Thanks. Steven and Connie followed Bobby and Roger as Craig's team made multiple turns in the maze to lose them. Unfortunately, Bobby didn't lose them, with his addiction to candy getting the better of him. Meanwhile, Kelsey and JP found a pink jumbo egg on their own, only for Craig and Bobby's teams running past them. Hey! Kelsey reacted. This egg wasn't easy to get. You don't want to know what challenge we had with this. When Steven walked past him, Connie took notice. Guys, Craig is getting chased by Bobby and Roger with sparkles coming out of him. Seriously? Kelsey blinked. We've got to stop them. We're right behind you, JP added as he and Kelsey followed Connie. Craig's team couldn't get away from Bobby and Roger, so even in different directions in the maze, Bobby will find a different route to catch them. The sparkles in Craig came out more, as if they were his sweat being turned into pink dust. Craig? Alma painted. I can't run forever. With Bryson still having enough energy, he slowed down as he grabbed Craig's arms, allowing Alma to stop in the next pathway. But then they ran into a dead end, causing them to stop with no way out. Bobby and Roger got them cornered, while Steven, Connie, JP, and Kelsey stopped right behind them. There's no escape, Bobby smirked. It's just diamonds, Craig painted. Jumbo eggs, Bryson corrected. Jumbo eggs! When Craig saw the pink jumbo egg JP is holding, it's a pink diamond. Just because there's no diamond candy doesn't mean I've given up what I found. Steven immediately caught on that the eggs are diamonds in his pink vision, which gave him a quick idea now that Kenneth's away from him. Oh really? Roger responded. Well, I'm not moving this spot, so you two and no one from behind will pass us. Steven jumped over Bobby and Roger, catching everyone by surprise as he grabbed Craig's hand. Meanwhile, Jessica tries to jump to reach the red jumbo egg while Kenneth watches her. Can you try to throw something at it? Jessica turned to Kenneth. I would still make this unfair for the other teams, Kenneth responded. There's got to be a way to get this egg down. Then a light flash appeared from above the hedge, catching her and Kenneth's attention. Everyone except Craig's friends were stunned by the appearance of Streg Williverse again. Bryson backed away from the fusion by his side. Then Almar catched up while his eyes shot open at the appearance of Streg. Streg looked down at Bobby and Roger, who dropped both the basket and egg. I mean no harm, but when I got older, I learned how to eat healthier food. He leaned down towards Bobby and Roger. Jumbo eggs may be valuable, but at the end of the day, they're not worth fighting for. He then turned to Roger. It'll especially give you really bad teeth hygiene. Bobby couldn't control his candy addiction as his body language says it all to Streg. I just love candy. It's my comfort gift. I wasn't gonna give anyone nightmares. What you did to Craig's father last Halloween would say otherwise, Kelsey commented. He terrified his father to get more candy, JP turned to Connie. I wasn't there, but he did give him nightmares. Now I'm kind of relieved that my parents never allowed me to go trick-or-treating, Connie replied. The point is, Bobby attempted to be defensive from Streg. The honeysuckle maze has become my brand new favorite candy holiday. Streg then slowly took the yellow egg from Roger, while he also took the blue egg from Bryson. Please don't open them. Upon looking at the eggs in full view, Streg witnessed the diamonds of blue and yellow. Inside his mind, Craig kept thinking about the other jumbo eggs across the maze, including the gems. He took out his ancient stone staff as the diamond on top sparkled. Upon placing the hilt on the ground, the two diamonds started to elevate. Then the pink egg from JP's float out of his arms. Then the red egg floated up, catching Jessica and Kenneth by notice. Soon the other four eggs rose up, catching Streg's attention, but that wasn't all. Gems from the hedges also elevated, but not the ones in the basket. Everyone in the maze watched the candy being lifted up in the air. Outside the maze from the exit, Raj and Sean noticed the candy being lifted. Sean said. Should I blow the whistle? I would, but I actually like this. Raj wrapping his fingers together. Our first ever honeysuckle maze memory. Candy up in the heavens. And jumbo eggs. I hope kids are playing it fair inside. I doubt it. First time for us. Streg saw the other color of the diamonds in the distance. Red, purple, and orange, but the final two were green and white, with the latter making him relieved. White diamond, he spoke, with his attention remaining on it. Sparkles came out of his eyes, while Steven's mind attempted to take over. He deactivated his staff, allowing the candy and eggs to fall back down. Jessica grabbed the red jumbo egg, preventing the impact. I got it, she cheered. Just when her joy got the better of her, she turned around with Kenneth staring at her. You do know you didn't get that on your own, right? Jessica then lowered her head, disappointed she didn't do it fair and square. No, I haven't. At least I wasn't the one who did it. He then lifted his head up. Above the hedges, he witnessed Streg Willowverse's head and his staff. He remembered every single word Stephen told him before arriving in the creek and knew something like this would happen. We should head to the exit. He lifted his head back down while picking up the basket. We'll search for the rest of the candy on our way there. Jessica would reunite with her other teammates, but at the same time, she's willing to make sure Kenneth's taking it all in normally. Okay, she follows Kenneth to find the exit as Kenneth looks at the map. My brother really went more than candy crazy in here. Oh, thank you for not stealing my egg, Bobby holding onto his yellow egg. I was never going to steal your egg, Streg responded, nor threaten you. All I wanted you and your teammate to see is candy isn't always everywhere, but when it is, greed shouldn't take over your mind, even the jumbo eggs. and at the same time. Strake then began to glow, catching everyone's attention. He's diffusing again, Connie commented. His pink eyes are toning off, Almar said, but at least I've seen it before it was too late. Diamonds aren't really as valuable when you lay eyes on them, Strake finished. Bryson slowly walked up to the diffusion as Steven signed in relief while Craig held onto the blue jumbo egg. He took off his honeysuckle glasses as he looked at the egg normally and not a diamond. Steven slowly took the egg from him while he walked past Bobby and Roger. "Let's get out of here," Steven spoke. "I would help, but we don't have our map," Connie replied. "You can use ours," JP offered his and Kelsey's map. "Thanks," Steven taking the map. Bobby and Roger then turned to Craig now that he's back to normal. "Were diamonds more valuable to you than candy?" Bobby wondered. "As hard as it is to believe, yes," Craig answered. "Speaking of hard to believe, Steven gave you a reality check more than you two," Bryson commented. "Yeah." Craig and Steven's teams managed to follow the directions on the way out of the maze. "You instantly thought there were more diamonds than just the main four?" Kelsey wondered. "They look really real," Craig answered, "as if there were more diamonds than just blue, yellow, white, and pink diamond." "Well, they're not," Steven chimed in. "If they were real, I would have reached the point of losing my mind of doing more than enough of Mom's responsibility." Craig didn't retort, knowing how his mom is willing to give him more time with him. "You would stay as a monster forever if there were more. Why haven't I stopped myself when I had the chance?" "Because you really want to see the diamonds, don't you?" Connie turned to him. "Please admit it." "Yes, I do. I don't need to ask about the gems as well, but at least you can see better. For now, but I know it won't last long," Steven focusing on the pathway. Eventually, they all got out, taking Raj and Sean by notice. "You're back," Raj smiled. "You saw what happened there?" Craig wondered. "Yes. Did anyone steal from each other?" Sean wondered. "No, there wasn't a fight. I've taken care of that," Steven answered. "Are Kenneth and Jessica out?" "Yes, they're over there." Sean pointed at Kenneth and Jessica standing together. "Now that you're out, you can open your eggs. Enjoy your candy," Raj said. "Thanks," JP responded. "And thanks for being part of the honeysuckle maze." "You're welcome." Steven responded as his group walked past them. Steven walked up to Kenneth as he remained patiently for him. He didn't see him when he became Strake, but refuses to answer if he saw him. "So, should we go somewhere else?" "Yeah, the maze was fun and Jessica managed to get the egg," Kenneth responded. "Let's say gravity was our best friend." "Yeah." "Gravity," Jessica spoke. "Let me know where Craig wants to go." As Kenneth prepares to head around the maze, Bobby and Roger walked past Steven, catching his attention. Despite what he and Craig said in their fusion, the excitement on their faces shows that candy will never leave their minds. They followed Kenneth while Bobby opened his jumbo egg upon walking past them. "Best team ever," Roger cheered. "If they do this again, let's be a team again," Bobby smiled. "Why wouldn't I say no to that?" Roger hugged Bobby. "Craig," Steven responded to his attention. "Before you tell me where you want to go, can you please tell me about Roger?" "Yes, because he's a nice guy, but still creeps us out," Connie added. Craig may not have all the answers, but can only come up with one. His family's poor, but I haven't met them if that's true. That could explain why he couldn't brush his teeth. "Were you thinking about having us meet him?" Steven asked. "No, But it would have been a little unfair to him, Quake signed. He kind of saved me from hypothermia when it was really cold and windy. He then looked straight at Quake. Bet you should have listened to your mom by wearing winter clothes. It's mainly the hat she really wanted me to wear at all times. Yeah, I do remember how my mom reacted when I got hypothermia once. Connie smiled. Do you want to know about Bobby? Definitely. This gave Craig a smile. He's actually really important to the creek after he moved. His favorite candy is cherry. You don't say, Steven smiled.